Hey, I wanted to come on and share 12 principles for leading an amazing life that I've learned over the last 20 years of being in sobriety and working in healthcare. Number one, to lead an amazing life, cultivate amazing thoughts. You see, our thoughts shape our emotions and our emotions guide our actions. So early in my career, I discovered how negative thinking could potentially and almost did derail my progress. When I intentionally replaced that negative thinking or the limiting thoughts with positive ones, I felt my confidence rise, and with that, my impact on people around me got better. So by focusing on possibility rather than impossibility, you set the stage for an extraordinary life. Number two, true amazingness begins beyond your comfort zone. So nothing transformative happens while you're sitting still. See, we unlock our full potential the moment we're willing to feel uneasy and try new things and risk failure. And I realized early on that the path to real growth was never neatly paved. Every stretch beyond what I felt comfortable to do led me to breakthroughs in both my personal development and the outcomes that I would get when I worked with other people and was blessed to serve them. Number three, to achieve what few dare to dream, you must do what few dare to do. So here's what I know. Bold action is often misunderstood. Heck, it's even discouraged by a majority of people. So if you're committed to pursuing an ambitious vision, you better be prepared for skeptical looks. Now, have you ever taken an opportunity, let's say, that most people said to you was a long shot, but you did it anyway? And through perseverance and persistence and an unwavering work ethic, your leap of faith led to some connections and maybe even experiences you never would have encountered otherwise. So always remember that when you got fear coming up for you. Number four, the world always rewards mastery. There was a time I worked under multiple CEOs that came in quick succession. Each brought different demands and perspectives, and instead of growing resentful, I focused on learning something unique from each of those leaders. Now, over time, I became more skilled in a multitude of arenas, and eventually I got the job as CEO myself, and I stayed in that role for about 9.5 years. So what I know is when you're committed to mastering your craft, no matter the circumstances, the world eventually recognizes that excellence and will cough up an opportunity for you. Number five, nurture your relationships and financial success will follow. No one achieves great things alone. And over the years, it's been an honor to be able to pour energy into supporting colleagues, clients, and all those around me. And I truly believe that focus on genuine connection led me to being named CEO in December 2015. So real wealth, financial or otherwise, grows out of the strong relationships you cultivate through trust and mutual respect. So always remember, connection is key. Number six, true progress is messy. So when I stepped into my first CEO role, it was both exhilarating and overwhelming, and mistakes were made, problems surfaced that I'd never faced before. But instead of viewing those missteps as failures, I saw them as feedback, right? People around me, mentors, staff members, and peers, they all invested in my growth. And together we ended up turning chaos into progress. And if things look too easy in your life, you're probably not pushing hard enough. You want to learn to fail because you get feedback. Number seven, your life reflects what you've settled for. So before getting sober in my life, it lacked this sense of purpose and progress. But once I started to clean my life up, my personal standards rose up and my surroundings elevated with them. So in turn, success then followed. So when you decide not to settle, your environment and the people in it tend to rise to meet your higher expectations. So do not put yourself down a notch from that. Number 8, be a champion versus a cynic, an encourager versus a critic. So early in my leadership journey, I had to rebuild my approach with some clinical directors that I had. Initially, I might have defaulted to skepticism and judgment and realized quickly that cynicism can poison a workplace and the culture. And when I switched to trying to champion ideas and encouraging the person, trust began to flourish and performance started to skyrocket. Even well-intentioned criticism is best delivered with some empathy and a belief that the other person has potential, right? So always be aware of that. Number 9, the quality of your practice defines the caliber of your performance. So when I started gaining momentum with speaking engagements and networking opportunities, I realized the facility I was at, the reputation rested not on just my words, but on our everyday work. And our day-to-day practice behind the scenes had to be rock solid. By focusing, continuously learning on processes and constant care, we were able to elevate the level of performance that people ultimately saw in the public forums that I spoke in. So number 10, your work is your craft. Your life is actually art. And at one point, I blurred the lines so much that my work practically became my life. And eventually I had to recognize how crucial it is to bring creativity, passion, and artistry into what I do without losing my personal identity in the process. By seeing my work as a craft and my life as an art form, I've really found this harmony that's allowed me to be both committed at work and really fulfilled in personal pursuits that I have. So don't allow that your craft to become your identity. Number 11, focus is more valuable than intelligence. Now, I love to learn, yet my eagerness to study and explore can scatter me and my energy all over the place. So my turning point was when I realized that deep, sustained focus on a single priority is much more impactful than this broad knowledge with little application. So whether it's a project at work or a personal goal, harnessing focus constantly outperforms raw intellect when it comes to getting real results. And finally, number 12, probably the most important, generosity is the greatest gift we can give each other. So in the past year, I've learned that true generosity isn't about money or resources. It truly is an attitude. And when you approach every interaction with kindness and a willingness to give of yourself, you inspire people around you to do the same. This shift in perspectives has really shaped how I treat those around me and how I care for myself. Whether it's giving grace, extending patience, and offering genuine support, what I know is generosity, when shared openly, it elevates everybody involved. So hopefully those 12 things will help you in your life, your career, your relationships as you continue to try to grow and become the best version of yourself possible.